So this is your WW3 news of a Saturday morning. Well then, this Afghan-Balaki war in the Middle East is going to just drag on, and that's for sure. And all the repercussions soon we're going to feel in the West, already beginning to. At the service station when you fill up. Fist fighting in Australia, in line, filling up. How does Israel as a country and society face this so-called war with Iran? They're picking in the middle. Now, in recent years, when they have skirmished with some Arab state country, mainly with Iran, now they get en masse retaliation drones and missiles, which slowly is hitting hard. Israel, if it was going to go on a full-scale war with Iran by itself, wouldn't make it. Not even the actual conditions it's in now, even before. I think there are about 150,000, 200,000 military of Israelis serving. That's why they got military service for men and women every 2 years service and all that stuff, and probably recalls for retraining and stuff. They're a country which are always on, should say, a state of alert of war. And obviously the civilians, I think, having certain parts of the city destroyed by rocket raising drones, especially during the night, has a psychological impact. And obviously the so-called government, which, you know, had a lot of faith in, a lot of trust, is diminishing. And the failures of various military tactics, which is obvious they don't want to make it known to the world. So afterwards, the Australian government will be the laughing stock of the world with Trump. They're both two of the kind. And it's the question of defence. The so-called dome missile system, which would have protected from any type of missile attack. The fact is, modern warfare's evolved. Don't forget, Iran has hypersonic rocket technology, which took 20 minutes for a ballistic rocket to come, will take only 4 minutes. 3/4 of the time eliminated. And plus that early warning system in Jordan is destroyed. Don't have 1 minute of warning. How you can launch the warning in 1 minute to the population? You can pull out a megaphone and say, "Watch out for that! There's some missiles coming on 3 o'clock or whatever." There are voices. Israel will probably go full war mode, general mobilisation. They're going to have to, because seeing where they've been hit hard by the Iranians. Well, even they are hitting hard to the Iranians with Americans as well. As for Hezbollah and Hamas, all of a sudden they came out of the blue, and then they say, we had killed them, and was it 2 years ago, a year ago, with these radio pager bombs, or God knows whatever it is. The thing is, I think Hezbollah and Hamas know the errors which they've done. They were vulnerable because, you know, Mossad has a very efficient intelligence system. They can get anywhere, even up your bum hole. And they go, "Tiddy." And it's a decentralised units. So, which works independent regardless what the centre says, which could be advantage as intelligence. Try to decoy and confuse the enemy as much as possible in this way. And you will have the Houthis of Yemen's going to get inside, and they're going to probably block the other straits, which Canal Suez and that piece of sea which is going down are getting blocked as well. That's double trouble. If the Hormuz Straits are now in the hands of the Iranians, and only a few friendly ships pass by, Chinese, Russian, and stuff like that. And the fact is, obviously China and Russia are supporting Iran in this war against Israel and Thingy Bob, Trump, with military intelligence and military hardware. They have a great quantity of rockets, but on a constant launch with drones to run down the systems, missiles of their defence system. They're running low, they are. Now, well, it's been heard even the aircraft carrier named after Bush is on its way down there. That means the war is going to escalate. And regarding European countries, Europe, it looks like they're on the bandwagon themselves as well. Probably not realising the repercussions this war will have on their nations, economically and socially, and possible terrorist attacks, sleeper cells. There are a lot of illegals of the Middle East in Europe. You never know. There's a group of them in that particular area. When they receive an order, they will carry out attacks on civil infrastructure, water, telecommunications, electrical grid, and so on. Those are the vulnerable structures in our own patch to defend.